The rain was coming down in sheets the afternoon Richard Caldwell's life quietly changed forever. He was 52 floors up, nursing his third coffee of the day, reviewing quarterly projections worth more than most countries' budgets, when something outside the window made him stop. Down below on the narrow service steps that curled behind the building, a woman was sitting in the storm, not sheltering, not rushing, just sitting, eating. It was Elena, his maid of 3 years. Richard pressed closer to the glass. She had a container of food on her knees, a thin jacket plastered to her shoulders, rain dripping off her chin. And yet, she ate slowly, carefully, like someone who had learned not to waste a single thing. He frowned. The kitchen was warm. The staff break room was 10 steps from the service door. Now, why was she outside? He told himself it was nothing, turned back to his spreadsheets. But the image wouldn't leave him. Why was she outside? Where are you watching this from right now? Because I need you to stay close. Because what Richard uncovered next will make your stomach drop. He started small, a casual question to his assistant. Does Elena seem all right to you? A shrug. She's quiet, keeps to herself. So Richard did something he'd never done before. He reviewed the household security footage himself. 3 hours in, he had to stop and walk away. It was all there, recorded, undeniable. Elena's lunch being moved, her break times accidentally overlapping with tasks she was suddenly assigned. A mug of coffee knocked from her hands, followed by laughter. The service steps weren't her hiding place. Oh, they were her escape, and it had been going on for over a year. Richard felt something cold move through him. This was his home, his staff, his responsibility. He'd built a company on the principle that people deserve dignity, and under his own roof, someone had been stripped of it, meal by meal, day by day. He picked up the phone, called his house manager. Margaret, my office, now. He expected denials, maybe tears, an excuse layered over an excuse. He did not expect the truth to be worse. Margaret didn't deny it. She sat across from Richard with 15 years of loyalty between them, and explained calmly that Elena had been recommended for the household manager position 6 months ago. By Richard's own PA, without his knowledge. Elena never found out, but Margaret did. And so the campaign began. Quiet, surgical, designed to make Elena quit before Richard ever noticed her. Richard sat very still. You did this, he said slowly, because she might have gotten your job? Margaret straightened. I've given you 15 years, and she's given her daughter every cent she's earned here. His voice dropped to something barely above a whisper. Every cent. Because her daughter has cancer, Margaret. Did you know that? The silence that followed was the loudest thing Richard had ever heard. He stood up. He pointed to the door. And 15 years ended in 11 seconds. Richard found Elena in the laundry room, folding linens with the quiet efficiency of someone who'd learned not to take up too much space. He sat down across from her, not as her employer, just as a man. She didn't know why he'd called the staff meeting. And didn't know what had just happened upstairs. When he told her, gently piece by piece, she didn't cry. She didn't rage. She said, please don't punish the others too harshly. They were just following her lead. That undid him completely. He asked about her daughter, Sophia, 8 years old, leukemia, responding to treatment, but the bills were catastrophic. Elena looked at her hands. I manage, she said. We manage. Richard nodded slowly. He thought about the coffee on his desk that morning, $40 single origin beans. He thought about the quarterly projections, the portfolio meetings, the penthouse view, and then he picked up his phone and called the best pediatric oncologist in the country. I have a patient I need you to see immediately. Sophia started treatment within the week. 3 months later, so her doctors used the word responding, and Elena wept in a hospital corridor. Not from grief for the first time in 2 years, but from something she'd almost forgotten how to feel. Hope. Richard promoted Elena to household manager. She accepted quietly, asked if she could rearrange the staff break schedule so everyone had proper time. He said yes to everything. But the moment Richard carries with him, the one that changed him, isn't the promotion or the medical bills or even the firing of Margaret. It's the photograph Elena left on his desk one morning, without a word. Her and Sophia standing in sunshine, Sophia's head just beginning to show new hair, both of them laughing at something off camera. He framed it. Put it where the quarterly projections used to sit, because wealth without awareness isn't success. It's just expensive blindness. Look up from your numbers. Look out your window. Someone in your world might be eating in the rain, and all they need is for you to notice. If this story moved you, subscribe, because every week we tell the stories that actually matter.